In 2024, I somehow found myself with a fairly limited colour palette when it came to my dahlias. I had an awful lot of oranges, salmons, reds, and loads of yellow, but I was really missing pink. So hopefully, the order that I'm about to unbox is going to go some way to rectifying that, ready for this season. The weather is spectacular. I've even had to have a sun hat on today because I was fearing that I may even be burning. I've been eagerly awaiting the arrival of my postman because back in, got to read the piece of paper, October last year, October 2024, I placed an order with Halls of Heddon in the UK, who are a Dahlia and Chrysanthemum supplier. And they had probably sent me this catalogue, I should think, in September. And I'd rifled through it and I'd made my selection, placed my order. And finally, today it has arrived. So I've ordered a selection of cuttings. The cuttings for me are just as good as the tubers, and they will of course produce a tuber of their own in their first season, so I can lift these tubers at the end of this year and grow them again next year. So shall we open the box and take a look and see what I've got? So here we are, here's my little package. Doesn't look very big, but there are more dahlias in here than you might think. So let me find a knife and we'll open it up and take a look. Don't actually know what I've done with my knife. So, no, we'll just use these scissors. Aha, here we are. So hopefully this slip will match my order slip. Okay, so we'll have a look and see if the roots are nice and moist. So here you can see how they're packaged in this paper with a little elastic band. And they each come with a label, so that's great because it means I don't need to write the labels out. So here we are. Look at that. Now they are nice and moist actually, so I will pop this up like this and then water it in. So let's make sure I keep the labels with them. So this first one is Hamari Rose. So I've ordered 3 of these, and I will even find you the picture in the catalogue. So this first dahlia is Hamari Rose, and that's this one. And I've deliberately wanted some pink because you'll notice it was very much lacking in way of my dahlias in the cut flower patch last season. So I wanted to rectify that by having some pink. And this is one of the small miniature ball dahlias. I find that the pom-pom and the ball dahlias have a much longer vase life. But having said that, actually I find the decorative dahlias and the cactus dahlias are much better for drying. The ball dahlias don't tend to dry very well. They do tend to just be, they retain, because they're so tightly packed, they just retain the moisture for too long. I have successfully dried them, but I find the decorative, like the water lily dahlia I had, Karma Naomi, and the cactus dahlias I had, dried beautifully, and I loved using them in my arrangements. Whereas quite often if I had dried the ball or pom-pom dahlias, the heads would fall off in the process of making the dried flower bouquet. Okay, so that was the first one. That was the Hamari Rose. Okay, oh, steady. Who have we got next? So next we have got Downham Peggy. So this is the Downham Peggy, and you can see ever so slightly pink again, but slightly more richer in the middle And I thought this would be the dahlia that I'd be able to use to tie in, for example, the burgundy Karma Naomi with the pink one that I just showed you, the Hamari Rose. So if you had a bouquet with those 3 dahlias in, you can imagine how they'd tie in really well together. Purple Pearl. They're all absolutely fantastic little cuttings. So Purple Pearl is a decorative dahlia, so this one should be really good for drying, and I've picked Purple Pearl it's called, and it is quite a rich colour, so I think that this will dry really, really nicely. I will use it in fresh bouquet work as well, to complement the other ball and pom-pom dahlias, but I was particularly keen on this one for the drying. So this one is Blighton Everest, and I thought, I was panicking a bit thinking it would be just white because that's not my favourite, but actually I've had a look, and actually this one is very white, but it has sort of a lavender flush in the middle, which I just think that's going to be, in some arrangements, that is going to be gorgeous if the bugs don't eat it. In the past, I have found that white dahlias are far more prone to being eaten by things. So I tend to steer clear of them and opt for them brighter colours, which are actually more suitable for retail bouquets, for my customers anyway. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, okay. Rhonda. I think Rhonda's quite a purpley red, if I remember rightly. So Pom Pom Dahlia, we've already looked at Down and Peggy. So yeah, quite a pinky purple. Purple with silvery reverse, it says. This one feels really small. So if this has got 3 in it, that's going to be a bit strange how it's so much smaller than the others. I would say there were only 2 in here. Oh dear, there are only 2. And I ordered 3 of those. So this is Kegel Anne, unclassified water lily dahlia in pale pink. So again, this one should be quite good for drying, but I will have to see if there is another one in the box, or I will have to contact them because it says 3 of 3, but there are actually only 2 here. This one looked really unique to me, and it was, I did notice the reason it's got a red outline around it is because it is a new variety, but it almost didn't look water lily like, it almost looked sort of rose like. So it's a shame I only seem to have 2 so far of these, but again I'm going for the pink again. Now this is one I've grown before. I grew one a couple of years ago and the dahlia didn't make it, and I really liked it. This is Pulverton Christabel, and that definitely feels like 3 there. So Pulverton Christabel is this one just here. She was sort of almost purpley pink when I grew her, almost a bit darker than it appears here in the picture. And then there's 2 left. I'm really hoping one of them's the one that's missing, but I don't think it is. I don't remember ordering this one. This doesn't ring a bell to me. How many are there in here? I think this is a substitute for my missing dahlia. It certainly isn't on my order. So yeah, so here's my order. And what did I say it was called? Berwick Wood. No, I definitely didn't order that. Where's the slip they sent today? Oh, it does say, oh, substitute. I think it is a substitute. Well, shall we try and find it then? So I didn't order it. It's Berwick Wood, a medium decorative dahlia. It's definitely not what I would choose. Don't particularly like that pink very much. And I certainly don't think it looks all that similar to... Let's see if I can show you the pictures together. So, this really pale pink water lily is the one that I'd ordered, and then this is the substitute. Yeah, okay, well, we'll go with it, but it's, yeah, it's not, probably not what I would choose given the choice. So then who's the last one? This one feels massive again. Ah, Amy Cave. Now again, I've grown Amy Cave before, but unfortunately my tubers haven't made it. They just weren't very big tubers and they didn't make it through the winter. And Amy Cave is a small, let me find her, a small ball. Here she is. She's cracking. Really liked her when I grew her. She will be fantastic in retail bouquets. So I only ever had one, so it'll be nice to have three, to be able to cut a few more stems of the same colour. So I'm just going to put a little bit in and then get a plant and sort of put the rest around it. And we'll do, I think this is Amy Cave first because I didn't actually unwrap her, did I? Yeah, so we have to separate our three cuttings, no pressure. Oh wow, look at that. This is almost 4 cuttings here. Yeah, I seem to have an extra one here. Oh dear, I don't think I've got space for an extra dahlia. I'd calculated how many dahlias I was going to have exactly. So I've got space in the bed for 36. This order should be 25. And then on order I've got 3 new wine-eyed Jill, because my wine-eyed Jill tubers, when I dug them up, were not worth putting in storage. So I didn't even try and store them. And the yellow Jill had gall actually, so all of the yellow Jill got disposed of. So I've ordered 3 yellow Jill and 3 wine-eyed Jill, and then I ordered 1 other tuber, but for the life of me I can't remember what it was. And then that will make up my 30, well, should have been 36, but now apparently I've got 37. And that means I'm not going to have enough pots as well, doesn't it? Because I've counted out exactly 25 pots. That is cracking. Look at that. Just look at that. My dahlias haven't really woken up enough this year for cuttings. I've got one that's been on the heat, which is a nice lilac one, which is nearly there. But I don't think I'm going to bother now, to be honest. I think I'm going to have plenty of dahlias, and I've got enough to do. Okay, so I need to keep these separate to everybody else so that I don't get them muddled up. Oh, and then this was the really fat one. I wonder if this is more than 3. This is the Blighton Everest. Oh no, this is 3. This one's even started to make a mini tuber already. That's how good it is. Can you see the little mini tuber that it started to make? That's great. And I think this one has as well. Isn't that fantastic? Thank you for joining me to open my box of treats, my lovely dahlia cuttings. Do let me know if you're going to be growing any new varieties this year, and if it's a particular colour you've been ordering or a type, either for cutting, just for enjoying in the garden, or of course for drying. I'd love to know which ones you've chosen and perhaps eye them up myself for next year. If you did like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to follow my gardening and cut flower journey, then you can of course subscribe to my channel. And if you'd like to contribute towards the making these videos, you can buy me a coffee, and the link for coffee buying is in the description to the video. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.